Hey guys, I'm Zachary Gray, and today we're going on a rattlesnake rescue mission. America's most iconic venomous snake is being pushed to the brink. And in the state of Mississippi, not many people are keen about the idea of saving rattlesnakes. In fact, most people just kill them on sight. But lucky enough, today wasn't one of those cases.
I am zipping down. We got a call for a Diamondback rattlesnake. Don't get me wrong, I love them. I want a bunch of them around. But man, don't leave them in your yard. They are not something to play around with. Hopefully it's still there. I was saying yesterday that they'd be out today, so it should be a Diamondback.
Rattlesnakes are some of my favorite animals, but there's also the reality that they pose a serious hazard, and sometimes they have to be moved further away from people. Once I made it to the property, I was informed that someone nearly stepped on the rattlesnake this morning. So I went to check out where the snake was last seen, and my main hope was that he'd still be above ground. I poked around with my snake hook for about 15 minutes, and eventually, me and the landowner found the snake coiled up not too far from where it was originally seen, and it was a unit. Normally I prefer to use my snake hook, but in this case, I didn't have my preferred snake container, and it was much safer and quicker to use tongs. That was the easy part. Now comes the hard part, finding a safe location nearby that the snake can live, and not encounter people.
Alright, well as y'all can hear a little bit in the back, the relocation was very successful. I'm not going to be taking them too far away actually, just right up the road. You really want to drop them down a hole, stump hole somewhere, just where they kind of settle down a little bit, so they're so cool every single time, man. Every single time. It's a great snake.
This longleaf savanna is perfect. But we don't want to just dump this snake out in the open.
Now what we're looking for back here is a stand of dead trees. Now you can drop these guys down gopher tortoise burrows and that's fine. But a lot of times out in this habitat, in this region, they're living down stump holes. That's why you're not seeing them too often, because there's burned stump holes everywhere. I see a good track back here. We want to be way off the road. We don't want him going back in the road and getting hit. And we're far enough away from where this snake was originally found that he's not going to go back. But we're close enough that we should be good. He's not happy. That's an angry 4-foot Diamondback.
We spent a good while looking for the perfect place to drop this snake. Typically, I'm looking for snags and other structures that these snakes can live in.
Look at that. Perfect. See how I can stick my whole snake hook down there? That is a great burnt stump hole.
They'll oftentimes use gopher tortoise burrows, but a lot of the times they're using other structures. And once we found one, we were good to release our snake.
Big old growth burned log here with great tunnels in it. I'm gonna give him 100% here. There's no chance that the snake's dying. Way back off the road, great habitat, not too far from where it was originally found. This is peak. All right, guys, this is our Diamondback. Straight from a more agricultural space. This is a longleaf savanna. This is where you want to drop them. If you drop these snakes somewhere random, there's a good chance of them being picked up by a predator, wandering to a road and getting hit. You really want to make sure they go down a burrow. Don't try this at home. Don't move these snakes if you see them. Please call somebody. And especially if you see one of these guys in Louisiana. We actually have an ongoing effort to rediscover these in the state of Louisiana. They haven't exactly been seen. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, take this snake out and drop him down this burrow over here. Hey, baby. You're loud. Ooh, it's okay. You're all right. Here we go, guys. Woo! She's rough. Now this snake is obviously going to be a lot more aggravated than normal. Obviously because we just took it from way up the road. And this is different behavior than what we normally see. We've seen Diamondbacks that are really calm and placid. We've seen ones that are just coiled up nice and tight and just stay like that. What we're seeing here is self-defense mode. We're not seeing that, stay away from me. We're not seeing that, I just want to leave. We're seeing that, okay, I'm done, leave me alone. So it wouldn't surprise me if this snake came up to about right here and was just really trying to push me away. Not a happy animal. Not going to stop rattling either. Diamondback rattlesnakes are the world's largest rattlesnake species. Now rattlesnakes from this area are typically a good bit darker, and that's because they don't have a lot of this habitat here. They have a lot denser habitat. More open habitats tend to have lighter snakes. so glad that people actually call about these snakes rather than just killing them. They're pretty difficult to find. Even on this really pretty property, there's probably only a handful of diamondback rattlesnakes. And once again, I'm not advocating for people to keep these around their house. I just want them back into spaces like this where they belong. Now, one of the big issues facing eastern diamondback rattlesnakes across their range is habitat destruction. Habitat like this is not what they're being seen in. In fact, where you saw this guy was a lowland branch, not necessarily typical diamondback habitat. That's the biggest issue. The other biggest issue on top of habitat destruction is the killing of the adults. So the babies aren't surviving because it's not the right habitat, and then the adults are getting killed as well. So now there's no diamondbacks. You might think, well, a world without diamondbacks, not too bad, right? If a diamondback's not surviving, a big hardy reptile like this is not surviving, then what else is not surviving? And the answer is pretty much everything. Nice, dense grass, longleaf pine. I mean, this is what this is supposed to look like. Okay, yeah, we don't have diamondbacks anymore, so what? Well, now you lost tortoises. Now you lost a bunch of native wildflowers. But the point is, you're gonna lose a lot of species. Protecting diamondbacks is protecting habitat. And protecting habitat is creating a good environment. You know what people need too? A good environment. We need air, we need clean habitat. We want areas that we want to go in. Brushy longleaf pine is not good. Open savanna, killer. You can walk through it. There's not a bunch of ticks everywhere. It's great. This is the habitat that you want to have in between everything. Native grasses, native trees, and big ones at that. So, diamondback management is habitat management. Habitat management is environmental management, and that's what we want too. We want clean air, clean water, and lots of wildlife, and they're a part of that. So that's why I advocate to protect these guys, and that's something we've lost in Louisiana. That's the kind of things that I'm advocating for, and that's why I'm bringing this snake back to that stump hole where it can live out the rest of its days in peace and hopefully not run into another person ever again. All right. Yep. One last attempt at my life. Whoa. And that snake, just like that, is out of sight. And you know what's funny? As we walked up to release that snake, you know what I noticed? There's a shed skin down there in the other burrow of another diamondback. I think we found a good spot to put this animal. What a time.